Hello, hi, it's Liz here and I'm back with my altered book. It's an old recipe book. Last time we made the cover and we did the first page inside. So I'd like to continue with this book using the industrial collage ephemera, little personas from Maremi's Small Art. I got mine on Amazon. I think they're all available on Amazon. There's many books of butterflies, little people, houses, all sorts, Halloween, autumn, Christmas, you name it. I have this one and I'm just going to keep using this one to fill this book. So that is the plan for this altered book. So for this page, I have taken inspiration from one of my old journals. This is a kind of semi-mixed media journal that I just simply used for altered playing cards. It's from January 2022 and there was different themes for each week. There's birds, there's Alice in Wonderland, flowers. I had loads of fun at the time. I remember doing these each week. In fact, there's a steampunk, similar to what we're doing today. Correspondence, travel, love those ones. Week 10, where I live. So Glasgow, obviously in Scotland. Like those ones too. Food, yep, that's a good one. Art, don't think there's many left. Seasons, yeah, and they're just random at the back there. So yeah, so I had fun with altered playing cards and I thought that we would do that today with some playing cards. And this next page has just been prepped a little bit with some scrapbook card and a little bit of washi. So I'm ready to do some playing cards and I'm just going to put the 4 playing cards on the page, but we'll do more, much more to this page first, and then we will do the 2 playing cards that are left. I've already had a bit of a play. How cute and gorgeous are these little playing cards? Little souvenirs from Tenerife playing cards. I think we bought them on holiday once because we were sitting one night, wanted to have a game of cards. So live your life and adventure is worthwhile. And yeah, so we'll do 2 together. But I think what we'll do first is the background so that it can get a wee chance to dry. I've already got my figures for the 2 other cards cut out. Oh, I'm just throwing everything everywhere. So one for there and one for there. And we'll do the backgrounds. Yeah, but we'll do the page first, I think. So, like I said, just a piece of scrapbook card, and it was more just to reinforce these pages. They're quite thin, and I stuck 2 together, and it still felt quite thin and floppy, just sticking 2 together. So this, I think it's Stamperia or Stamperia. I never know which way to say it. And it was just sort of suited the colours, and it's quite stiff, quite thick scrapbook paper, and I thought, right, the very thing, I will start off with that. So I've got some bits here. Let me just move the playing cards out the way for now. So I've got some bits here that I'm just going to use, I think, to cover the page, make it a little bit grungy and you know, a little bit mixed media. So we're just going to kind of randomly start. Well, that tears really well, isn't it? Quite satisfying when you get most of this, or some of it at least, will be probably covered. I've got lots of tissue paper that I'm going to use. So to stick down, I'm just going to use my gesso. This is Pebeo gesso transparent, and I have had this tub for, well, a long time, and it's only half, as you can see. It's really quite a monster tub I bought at the time. And has done me well. So yeah, so I'm really quite enjoying my kind of mixed media play, because for a while there I was really concentrating on making little bits and bobs for the junk journals, you know, like embellishments, and it's quite good because that shines through the whatchamacallit, the book pages shine through. Yeah, because of the house move and, you know, and just being super busy making curtains and going shopping for things, buying a new TV unit because the TV unit we had was far too big for the space, and excuse me. So yeah, we'll put this up here. I was just kind of concentrating on sort of quicker, if you like, you know, videos that I didn't need to like really plan too much, and but now that we're really quite settled and all the jobs have been done, as well as much as we're doing just now, the jobs have been done. What else have I got? Get this big piece here. Maybe there. Maybe just take, well, I'm going to say just take the straight edge off, and then it's kind of torn straight. Let's see if we can get it a little bit longer. Oh, it'll do. By the time I do lots of other things on the top, it will be not straight, or the straight line will be less noticeable, I think. This is really quite random, and I'm quite liking the randomness of it all. I have to say, I'm someone who likes to be super organised before I come on to do a video, because I hate, like, you know, not quite knowing. You put the camera on and you're not quite sure about maybe what you're going to do, but I like to have all my steps to the side of me there, ready to go on to my project. I don't like faffing when people are going to be watching. I know you can always fast forward it, but, and I think maybe that is enough of that. I've still got a little bit of the background showing up here, and yeah, I think I'm well done with that for the moment. Let's just gather these bits up, or I'll get into a good old pickle to the side there when I come to do my next step. So we'll just put that over there. There. Right, now we maybe need to leave that to dry. So that was a good idea, doing that, and we can start on our postcard, not postcards, playing cards. And so this is giving this a nice, a nice kind of neutral black and white background for my playing cards. So I'm just going to we might add a little bit of colour around the edges. We'll see how the playing cards work out. But we're just going to leave them just now and do the other two. I think what we'll do is we'll do both at the same time. I think that's a trick. Do both at the same time. Yeah. And we want them to have a kind of cohesive, similar look to those ones. So what I used was rub-ons. I've got these rub-ons. They are, let me just show you. Of course, I put the little bundle on top of that. They are from $49 in Market. You get 6 sheets. $49 in Market, and they're really good rub-ons. I've got other sets here that I don't have the packaging for, but as rub-ons go, oh, hear my seat creaking because I'm leaning. I really need to get a new computer chair. It creaks something terrible. So the first step for both is to choose a bit of a rub-on. So I had these out and I've got these, and I've been using these ones, so I'm going to stick with that so that we get them to look very similar. Let's just put the lid on this for now. And give the brush a wee wipe. I find that the transparent gesso actually does dry fairly quickly without too much palaver. Right, let's just cut this. Yeah. We'll do that there. Okay, so we've got our little, you get a little plastic one with these rub-ons. But you can use a stick or just the end of your pencil or anything that you can just find to rub. And I find with these ones, you don't actually need to rub too much. You can tell whether you've grabbed it or not. I just got half of that. There we are. Good. So that immediately just gives it some interest and takes away from the blankness of the playing card. And we will do this one. We can just take that bit off right away and keep that. I don't mind so much about that little bit. But that was a nice lined bit that'll do a wee corner somewhere. The thing about rub-ons is they don't add any layers, if you know what I mean. It's like, still keeps it quite thin, because if I'm adding these to the book, it's going to bulge, for want of a better word. I think what it is these playing cards having a shiny coating. There we are. The rub-on is struggling a wee tiny bit to take hold, but that's good. Right, so what we need to do next is figure out something more for the background. So we'll just still place our focal points, our little people, and pick out some. I've got a couple of bits, and I've also got these kind of cork. These are die cuts. It's a Tim Holtz die. They were in my little packet of pre-cut, and I'm just not sure whether I added one to the page here after I had done the video, and I'm just not sure whether they're right on the playing cards. They're a wee bit chunky, I think, for the playing card. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this a third and 2/3, because I think that this one could use a bigger piece. Because he's smaller, so he's getting a bigger bit of the cogs, and she can have just a piece, maybe there. And then I've got this little bit, which I think and this is where we can probably faff about for a long time. I do want to see a bit of it, so I don't want to cover up too much of it, and I still like to see that it's a playing card, so I don't want to cover up. I think maybe just there. Yeah. Okay, so let's get sticking this down. I've got my gluey book. And we'll just go for him, because we know that we're not going to do any more background for him. Make sure he's far enough along to get his scarf in. Yeah. And then there. Yeah. I'm still not quite sure. Right, I think that's it. There will be the perfect spot for everything. Although, obviously things don't have to be perfect. But a good spot. There will be a good spot for everything, I suppose is what I want to say. Yes, we can just see the key peeping through, which is what we want. Right. Okay, now what we want to do with this is give it a little coat of the clear gesso so that we can add some colour. And then by the time this coat of gesso on the playing cards is dry, hopefully our book page, our background, will be dry. I'm going to add colour using my Inktense pencils and a little bit of Distress Oxide Vintage Photo round the edges, just to give the edges a little bit of colour to make the edges stand out. But we will move them to the side for the moment and see how. Yep, we are dry. So we'll maybe want to add maybe a little bit of the teal colour just round the edges so that we're marrying up the cards with the background. And a little bit of this round the edge. There we are. We've done that. So I have my water, kind of murky water. I've got my pencils. Let's just tidy up to the side here and get our, there we are. Things we don't need that we're done with. Let the cards dry over there. Move them out the way so that I can open my pencils. So these are my Inktense, Derwent Inktense. I don't know if you can see that. It's all a bit rubbed off. I've had these for a long, long time. Anyway, I've got teal, green. I have, I don't even know what that says. Something tan or brown and black. So I've got these three colours. And I'm just going to hopefully start with the dark. And just, I don't know, just whatever you fancy. You're really just adding a little bit of, I don't know, I suppose it's colour, but not really colour. You're just adding kind of, let's just do that and that'll be quicker. Right, now maybe a little bit of the paler colour. I'm not sure how much of this will show through when we put the cards on, but it will peek through at various points, I think. Right, let's try the teal. Just dip it in the water. I'm getting a glare from my lamp, so I'm just kind of wanting to lift it up a wee bit so that I can see what I'm doing. Oops. Oh, we don't want that. There we are. Need to be careful. My pencils are dripping. Right, I think that's maybe enough for the background. Let me just let that run a little bit. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm liking the runs. Let's. That sounds bad. I'm liking the runs. I don't know where you are and what country you're in, but here, that sort of means something else that I won't really go into. But if you're from somewhere where we use that word for something else, you'll know what I mean. Right. Yes. Good. I'm just going to leave that to dry. And let's have a play and do something similar with our cards, which are now dry. They've had their coat of gesso, and again we're just going to add a little bit, and maybe a little bit more carefully with the cards. There's Millie giving a little bit of a shake. She was lying in her bed, but that's her probably moving up to the sofa now. Right, and that's just a little bit too wet on that. Yeah. Right, and a little bit of the lighter brown colour. And we will also maybe just add a little bit of colour to these cogs. And a wee bit round the edges of my person. And I'm still quite liking little bits of white showing through in places. Let's move on to the darker brown. We'll bark and give her a little bit of a ground. And then maybe darken her boots. And darken her helmet a wee bit. You can't really go wrong, just keep adding until you're happy with the colours. And the images sort of tell you where you can add colour. Right, now I added a little bit of teal to her coat to brighten it a little bit, and to his hat and whatnot, but I'm not sure about this pinky colour, whether I've got something. I'm not sure of the red, because I don't have a pink. But if we try just gently to add a little bit, let's just clean the brush. And just try gently to add maybe it's all right. Although it's a pinky colour, this red from the ink tends, if you water it right down, it goes a kind of pinky colour. And he's got little pink tops there on his boots. Yeah, that just adds a little bit. Do you know what? I think I'm maybe going to add a little bit of red. To that. And you're not colouring it in completely, you're just maybe adding here and there, just to highlight the pinkiness or redness of And again, I think maybe just a touch of the red to bring in, yeah. Yes, I think pleased with them. So, I think we're maybe finished with the pencils. Put them over there, and we will add, it's like a game of chess on your on your desk when you're doing this. It's like playing chess with your bits. Move that to the side, bring this in, move that to the side. Now I'm going to use that and I'll bring that in. There we are. So yeah, so going back to the projects on the channel, I think I'm going to try and up my game a little bit and post more often. I did used to post a lot before we moved, but now that we are well settled and I think all the main jobs are done, then it's time to post videos and maybe do a nice mix of working in the journals and doing a mixed media project and continuing with various books and things that are already started that need finishing off. I'm just going to dab this a little bit. It's taken a wee bit longer to dry than I had hoped, but that's fine. Right, so we need to pick out some words for these two. And I think what I'm going to do is put them on that side and mix them up a little bit, the pink and the teal, because they're looking to the right. So I always like to have things looking to the right into the page and things looking to the left into the page. I don't know, it's just something that I've always done, and who knows why. Oh, I'm liking that. Yes, liking it very much. So we need a little saying. We've got adventure is worthwhile and we've got live your life. So follow your heart. I like that one. And I think we'll do that one on here. I'm just going to reinforce the glue with some glue stick. Now, do we want to split? Yes, that's nice. And one for this little lady. I think you are enough, will do. Fine. And I am going to stick them just exactly where they are, but I'm not going to stick them just now because that page is still quite wet and I want it to dry. But I'm happy with that. Oh, it looks real grungy, doesn't it? Really, really grungy. That's what I wanted. I wanted a complete, because what I want to do is try different things in this book. Some will work better than others, I would imagine. But, and I'm not, if I'm honest, entirely happy with my background. It's, I'm guessing because it's not as clean looking as I had in mind, but I suppose that's the point. That's the point, is to be a little bit grungy. I think what it is compared to this one, which is quite, not minimalist, but a little bit, it is, I suppose, minimalist. Whereas this is proper in your face, isn't it? Put that one up there. Now, where were we? Yeah. I'm not sure that's why we had them, but it doesn't matter. As long as they're all facing the right way. So yeah, I think that's me. I'm going to let that dry and then I will stick them down. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear. And if you'd like to see more and more mixed media rather than the kind of journaly things, but like I say, I'm not going to stick to kind of one thing or the other. I'm going to try and do an extra wee video each week. I've only been doing one a week the last wee while, but now I think maybe 2, maybe even 3. Who knows? I'll try. And it will certainly be maybe one mixed media like this kind of thing, because I'm really enjoying this at the moment, and maybe one journally, maybe like, you know, the wee mass make things like pockets and things like that, and one other thing which will just be a kind of random thing. So let me know if you think a mix would be good, or do you prefer, no, won't eat, stick with one thing or whatever. I don't know. It's nice to mix it about, isn't it? Anyway, enough of that rambling. I shall see you next time. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.